What?
What?
What the hell is this?
Harumph. I didn't get a harumph out of that guy.
Give the governor harumph.
Harumph!
You watch your ass.
I see you shiver with anticipation.
Let the show begin.
Hey everybody, this is David Heretic coming at you with another edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. And tonight, okay, making their debut on the channel tonight. I hope I pronounced this right. We have, this is a tough one. We have Stavesacre. Yes, indeed. How about that? Stavesacre, hope that's right, making their debut on the channel. Better not be another one of those bands whose name is impossible to pronounce in English. Like Nemophila or Nemophila or Nemophila or whatever, however you want to pronounce that freaking name. I really hope this is not like one of those bands that you just cannot pronounce in English to save your life. Before we go any further, for those of you who are feeling inclined to doing all of the clicks and the likes and the bibbidi bob, do me a favor, before you do all that stuff, please watch the whole video first, okay? Give me a chance to actually earn those clicks and likes. Now, after the video's done, if you still feel like doing all those clicks and likes, then by all means, feel free to click away. This comes as a request from Sean Summers, and Sean wanted to see me react to this song by Stavesacre called Freefall, and in parentheses, From Hand to Hand. Now, have I heard the song before? No, I have not. To the best of my knowledge, this does not resonate with me in any way, shape, or form. However, there's always a possibility I may have heard the song in passing and I just don't realize it. So as always, if I start listening to the song and I suddenly go, wait a second, I recognize this song, I'll let you know.
That's the truth.
You know me, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. This was posted by Stavesacre Topic, okay? And the video has 13,000 views. It'll get you there. Other than that, there's really nothing else left to say. Link to the original video will be down below in the video description for your viewing pleasure at your leisure. Let's get started. What do you say? Are you ready? Are you ready? Because here we go. All right, here we go. Freefall, From Hand to Hand. That's all I got. Got some album artwork up here, and that's how the name of the band is spelled. I don't know how you pronounce that. I'm taking a guess with Stavesacre. Something tells me I'm wrong about that. But that's what I'm going with for now until someone provides me with the correct way. So I just hope it doesn't turn into another situation like that other band. Oh boy. Anyway. All right, let's do this.
All right, boy, let's do this.
And hard, right? Hard. I hear hiss on the left, so I know the left's active. There we go. Now it's a little more balanced.
Sleepless eyes open wide. Before heaven I stand again. If there's no winning this war tonight, I was wondering if you could steady my spinning here.
Muddy. Oh boy. Okay, I don't even know where to start. Okay, I'm gonna start with the good stuff that I'm hearing. It's got a nice, relaxed feel with just a little bit of drive. I like the direction that the song's going. That's fine. Not the highest energy song, obviously. A little more relaxed on the feel side, on the dry feel for sure. But it doesn't sound bad. The drumming is nice. I like the drumming. I like what the drummer's doing. More importantly, I like how the drummer is mixed. We got a lot of separation happening from left to right. Kicks right in the middle, snares a little bit on the right. You got that ride on the hard left. You got crash. You got two different crashes, one on the right, one on the left. It sounds really well mixed. It sounds like you're standing right in front of the drums. Whoever mixed the drums, nice job. The vocals, probably, if I'm being honest, the highlight of the song. The vocalist is doing a fine job with his vocals. Not fantastic, not great, but solid, really solid, without question. Really well done, fits the mood and tone of the song. I'm digging what's happening there. Okay, everything else I could sum up in one word: muddy. Oh man. And the thing is, I don't know who to blame here. It could be the guitar players, choosing the guitar patches that they're choosing. They are just muddying each other up. And I'm saying that because of this. When they're playing separately, and you have the one guitar player panned hard right, and the other guitar player is panned hard left, and they're not playing together at the same time, you can hear guitar one clear as day, you can hear guitar two clear as day, and their tone sounds good. Their distortion levels are appropriate. Everything sounds fine. But the second that they play together, it gets muddy. It really does. It's like they kicked onto a different distortion patch and they are both using it. And it just, good Lord, it's hard to differentiate. And the bass player doesn't help, because on the verses, the bass player is using no distortion. It's just a clean tone. A little bit of rattle. Maybe there's a little bit of bite in there, possibly, but not a lot. The second the chorus kicks in, he adds more distortion too. And all of a sudden, I've warned bands and I've warned musicians about this time and time again. Bass players cannot use distortion the way that guitar players can. Why? Because they are in a much lower frequency. And if you use guitar distortion patches on a bass, it's gonna sound, get ready to use the dolphins. It's gonna sound like utter and complete, and there's just no way around that. There's none. The only thing that you could do is don't use guitar distortion patches. Use distortion patches that were made and designed for lower bass level frequencies. They just add a little bit of bite, a little bit of growl, just enough to give the bass a little bit of life. But unfortunately, that's not what he's doing here. I swear it sounds like he's using a guitar distortion patch, and it sounds awful. And it's just making it muddier. And that's just, oh my God. Now, here's the thing. It could be the guitar players, and it could be the bass players making these choices. Then again, it could be the engineer in Pro Tools adding these effects. Now, why in God's green earth, why in the world would an engineer sit back there, add these distortion patches on, and go, oh yeah, that's a winner?
Your thoughts?
What? If that's the case, man, first of all, every penny that you charge this band to engineer their album, you need to refund them. That's for starters. Pay them back, because that's thievery. Someone needs to call the cops on you, because a robbery was literally done here. I mean, this is tragedy. This is an absolute tragedy, a travesty, honestly, as far as a mixing and engineering job goes. Now, I don't know which it is. Like I said, I don't know who to blame here. It could be the guitar player and the bass players going, or the guitar players and bass player going, oh yeah, that sounds great. Or it could be the engineer going, oh yeah, that sounds great, after he added more to it. I don't know who to blame. I'm not sure who to blame, but it sounds muddy as hell. And it is hard to listen to, let me tell you. Thank God for the drummer, and thank God for the vocalist. Whoo! It's rough. It is rough. Let's, oh man, let's keep going here. Oh my goodness. Vocalist saving the day, cutting through.
And you fell short of my standards. Now what am I left with? All of nothing. And my first taste of freedom.
Because they, again, changed distortion patches. A lot clearer now. Let's go for the drummer. Uh-oh. Good, they're moving on. Good. I was starting to get a little worried because it was becoming very repetitious. Okay, no, right here. Sounded fine. And now it's funny again. Was playing clean and I could hear the notes distinctly. It sounded nice. The minute he kicked on a distortion patch, it just Anyway, oh boy. I wish I knew who to blame here. It's one thing if it's the guitar players and the bass players making those decisions. That's one thing. If they're the ones that are saying, yeah, that's how we want it to sound, then I can blame them, boy. But the thing is, it could be the engineer. It could even be the producer. It could be. The producer might have said, I want this to happen. Why? I don't know. I don't know what in the world the producer or the engineer, if it was the engineer or the producer, I don't know what in the world they were thinking. I don't know who to blame. There's 3 different possibilities here. Shoot. I don't know how this is going to go. I need to think about this. Let me get my thoughts together. I'll see you in the review, and we'll talk about it. Well, there you go, folks. That was, I'm hoping this is right. That was Stavesacre. I hope that's the name of the band. With a tune called Freefall, and in parentheses, From Hand to Hand. This was a request from Sean Summers. Okay, this was a rough one. This was rough. And I know it really came down to the end product. It's not anything like, it's hard to explain. I promise I'll explain it to the best of my ability, how I came to the score I came to. I'm gonna do my best to make it make sense. I don't know if I'm going to, but I'm gonna try, okay? Here's the score I came up with for this. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'm gonna give that a 5.2. Yeah, 5.2. Yeah, that's the score I feel it deserves. It's not bad, I promise, but yeah, it is getting a 5.2. Let me tell you why.
Why?
You'll notice I didn't say I feel good about that score. You probably noticed that. And I have a reason for not saying it. I don't know who to blame for this. I'm not 100% sure, but at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. And this is how I came up with this score. It doesn't matter if it's the guitar player's fault. It doesn't matter if it's the engineer's fault. It doesn't matter if it's the producer's fault. At the end of the day, here's the product. This is what was put in front of me. And I have to base my evaluation of my score completely on that, not outlying factors. It doesn't matter if the guitar players decided to use distortion patches that were similar, like so similar that they blended together and became super muddy. It doesn't matter if the bass player chose to kick on a distortion patch that was way too crunchy for the lower register that he's in when he went into the choruses. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if the producer sat there in his chair smoking a cigar going, or how do people hold cigars, and, like this, whatever. He's smoking a cigar, whatever, and going, yes, that's the sound I'm looking for, right there. That's the one. That's a winner. That's gonna make us hundreds of thousands of dollars in record sales. The kids today will love it. And, inhale again. Maybe it was the producer. Or then again, maybe it was an engineer, who also was smoking something, and not a cigar, obviously, but he was smoking something else. And he went, oh yeah, man, that's the sound. That's what we're looking for.
That's what I'm talking about, man.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know the circumstances, but like I said, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter, because here's the product. Now, let's talk about that product. I thought it was okay. A 5.2 is an okay scale rating. It's not bad, it's okay. It would also equate out to 3 out of 5 stars, and it would also equate out to a C letter grade. So as you can see, it's not bad. We're not down the negatives, okay? You're getting a 5.2, which equals an okay scale rating, 3 out of 5 stars, and a C letter grade. Now, how did I come to this score? So glad you asked. Looking at this product for what it is, not taking any factors of, woulda, coulda, shoulda, or possibility, no. Leaving all that aside, what did we have here? We have a song that's got a really nice feel to it, a laid-back feel to it, a slower feel to it, a more relaxed feel to it, but still has some drive to it. That's nice. I have no problem with that. That felt good, actually. The drummer. Putting in work. I mean, the drummer, honestly, the drummer and the vocalist are the reason why we're in the 5s and not down in the 3s. I'm gonna be honest with you. They both did a fine job with their respective roles. Vocalists definitely took the lead on this without question. This was very much a vocal-driven song. It kind of makes me wonder if this is a passion project of the vocalist, and the vocalist actually did all the engineering. Didn't really put a whole lot of thought into engineering the drums and the bass and the guitar and really focus on the vocals. But let me tell you, the vocals came through very well, very clearly, nicely mixed and engineered. And they sounded really good, and without question, they definitely took the lead. And it was some really nice movement within the vocals, especially when you add the other vocals in, layering the vocals in the way that they did. That sounded really nice. I gotta give the vocalist props. On the last part, like the last like minute to a minute and a half of the song where he was singing, I'm not gonna lie, it did get a little repetitious because it really wasn't going anywhere. It was just repeating and repeating and repeating. And right at the cutoff point where I was like, okay, let's go somewhere else, they did. So that was nice. But his style of vocals, it kind of reminded me, call me crazy, but hear me out. It kind of reminded me a little bit of Ozzy Osbourne. Not in his diction, not in his vowel formation, but in his tone and in his approach a little bit. It kind of gave me Ozzy Osbourne vibes, like from No Rest from the Wicked album, like that album. Like if you listen to that album, listen to his vocals, especially on the ballady songs. That's what I'm talking about, like Fire in the Sky. That's a good example. It kind of reminded me of that a little bit. But I think the vocals definitely led the charge along with the drummer. The drummer really made the song interesting. Some really nice subdivision work, some really nice fills, some great skin work to boot. When he would fill, it was majority of his fills were skins, not cymbals. So I can absolutely appreciate that. And he was very well mixed, very well engineered. I mean, everybody could hear, you know, the ride was panned. Well, for me, the ride was panned to my left. I know that right now you're looking at that and going, that's my right. No, it's my left over here. This is my left. It was panned hard left, and let's see, the kick was dead center. Snare was slightly offset to the right, along with one of the crashes being on all the way to the right. We had another crash that was on the left. Maybe it was the splash, or maybe at China. I don't know, but it was some nice panning work on the drums. The downside was the guitar work, and like I said, I don't know who to blame, but at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. This is the product that we got, and it was muddy. It was muddy. Those verses, the verses were fine actually. The verses were okay because they were separated and they took off that thick guitar distortion patch that they were using when they would go into the chorus. And when they were panned, one was hard right, one was panned hard left. And when you had them separated, they were clear, they were clean, and you could differentiate between the two, no problem. They were using two different tones. I appreciate that. I absolutely do. But the minute they went into the chorus, they both turned on. It sounded to me like they both turned on the exact same distortion patch, and it just became a muddy mess. It was bad. And it didn't help that the bass player did the same thing. In the verses, clean. You heard the attacks clear as day, crystal clear. But the minute they went into the chorus, you heard the distortion kick on, you heard the bite come on, and it's like, you don't need that when you have your two guitar players who are using these turboed out, you know, thresholded out guitar distortion patches. You don't need to add the bass to that mix with a little more distortion. You don't need it, but they did. And it just became a muddy, muddy mess. Hard to listen to on those choruses, let me tell you. Yeah, this is how I came to the 5.2, in all honesty. You ready? So I would have given the guitar playing and the bass playing, but what they did was fine. It wasn't, what they were playing wasn't all that impressive, but it was solid. But unfortunately, with the tone that they were using and the tone they were getting, I put that down in the 3s versus what I heard from the vocals and the drums with up in the 7s, and that's why they came down into the 5s. They met in the middle, so that's how I came up with the 5.2. And yeah, I feel good with that score. After talking everything out, I know I would have loved to have given this a better score. I would have, because I dug the feel of the song. I did, man. But when you can't listen to it and enjoy it, that's a problem, you know? So 5.2, I feel good about that score, and that's where we're gonna stay. So let's wrap everything up here in a nice shiny bow, shall we? You got a 5.2, which is an okay scale rating, 3 out of 5 stars, and a C letter grade. Take your pick, I don't care. Whichever one of those floats your boat. Final word, final score, I have spoken. Well, that's gonna do it for this edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. Hopefully you all enjoyed the show. Hopefully I was able to entertain you. If I was able to put a smile on your face and brighten your day, then I did my job, and I'm so glad I could do it. If you guys feel like joining the fan base, go ahead and click on that button down there. If you guys want to like the video, go ahead and like the video. If you guys want to ring the bell, go ahead and ring the bell. It honestly doesn't make any difference at all to me, but if you guys feel like doing these things, well then by all means, feel free to do so. Well, that's going to do it for tonight, folks. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, this is David Heretic signing off, reminding you to stay fabulous and support each other. Later. Peace.